Yes, Mr. Keys. You're not yet. A little louder. A little louder. I don't know how loud it's going to be, but you have to be right about where you're talking right now. How's that? Okay.
The clock, everyone. Call this meeting to order. Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call this meeting of Westwood Heights Board of Education to order. On behalf of the Board of Education, thank you for being here this evening and for your continued support of students, staff, and schools. This is an official meeting of the Board of Education held in public for the purpose of conducting the business of the school district. It is not a community forum. However, time for public participation is provided as indicated on the agenda under public comments. Before we begin, I'd like to remind our guests that a sign-in sheet is up front for tonight's agenda. It's available on the front table there. For those joining online, you may subscribe to the meeting posting and agendas through the district's website at www.hamleyhawks.net. At this time, I invite everyone to please rise and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Mission statement, please.
The district will provide a high-quality education and guidance to all students delivered by educators with a passion to see every student succeed.
Thank you. Roll call.
Ms. Bransford,
Here.
Coburn,
Here.
Fife,
Here.
Johnson,
Here.
Roberts,
Here.
Walker,
Here.
and Turner.
Here.
Quorum has been set.
Thank you. Okay, before we proceed, are there any corrections or additions to the agenda as presented? If not, we need to approve a motion for the approval of the meeting agenda.
So moved.
You gotta read it, Mr. Fikes.
I move that the Board of Education approve the meeting for 2/4/26, February 4th, 2026 as presented.
Motion by Ms. Roberts
Second.
and supported by Mr. Fikes. Any discussions? Being that there is no discussions, everybody in favor, raise their hand and say aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposers? Being that there's none, the motion is passed 7-0. Okay, we'll have, next on the agenda is communications. The GISD presentation, February 19, 2026, Guiding Public Schools for Increasing Academic Achievement. The Genesee County Association of School Board Members is inviting all school board members to attend this event on February 19th. Dinner is held at 5:30 p.m. The presentation is from 6 to 7:30. Legacy Auditorium at GISD. You got a flyer that's attached. Tell us all about it.
Mr. President, may I speak?
Yes.
I have attended these functions before, and they are really necessary for us to achieve a better school board position. So those who are able to go, I appreciate it if you tell Ms. Bridget this evening before you leave out of here.
Okay. Presentation, Budget Amendment by Erica Martin, the Finance Director. Good evening.
It's on. It's on, but it's...
It's on.
Oh, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay. Okay. So I apologize to the seniors that are here that you have to listen to my presentation because it's not nearly as exciting as what you guys are here for tonight. So as you guys know, the last time that we had a budget presentation was June of 2025, and that was an estimated budget for the upcoming school year, for the school year that we're currently in. When that budget is presented, it is a lot of educated guesses and what we think that the state is going to do at that time, what we estimate our student count is, because we don't know that until October. And as you know, this year, the state didn't even pass their budget, and we didn't know what we were going to get as a school district until October. So there have been obviously some changes since the June board meeting, so we just want to go through some of the highlights of that and what the current budget after approval tonight will look like. So revenue changes, this is money that's coming into the district. So this is money that we are receiving as a district. The majority of our funding comes from students, from student count. And when we did the budget in June, we did budget for a decrease of students. However, we did have an decrease of students. So it was about 35 more students than budgeted. So that alone took away some of the money that we were anticipated to receive. We did budget a foundation allowance increase of $392. The actual increase was $442, so an extra $50 per pupil. So in that sense, that's around $500,000 increase, because it's around $10,000 per student. It's $10,052. One of the offsetting revenue costs that we do get, that's a one-time revenue that we get for any student that we have lost in the district. They one time give us this declining enrollment stabilization. This year it's capped at about 62% of that foundation allowance, close to around $6,000 per student that we lost in that fund account. And in this, for our purposes, our amount for the district is about $448,000. So that offsets some of that revenue that we lost by losing students. But just to mention, it is one-time funding, so it is not funding we would receive next year for those students. And then there's just some new grant funding, and then with new grant funding, we have associated expenses, because typically we have things that we're going to be using that money for. Enrollment, this is our blended count of enrollment. This is the history for the past 6 years, including this year. The enrollment is what we receive our funding on. The foundation allowance, like I said, is $10,052 per student, and it is based on a blended count, which is 10% of the prior school year, and then 90% of the current fall count. So it's not our exact student count. So our blended count this year is 1,054. Like I said, that our student count is actually a little bit lower than that, but with 10% the prior year and 90% of this year, that's what our blended count is. And then expenditures, this is the money that is leaving the district. So in June, we had budgeted about $21.5 million for expenditures, amended expenditures, with a lot of the changes that have happened between June and now, is about 20.2, that got a lot louder, million. So that alone is decreased expenditures overall of about 1.2 million. And the majority of that is in basic instruction. So for me, when I look at it from a financial standpoint, this is expected, because if you're losing that many students, we also would lose the instructional expenses that come with that many students. We maybe don't need as many teachers, and we haven't laid anybody off or anything like that, but maybe if an employee leaves or resigns or retires, we don't replace them. So it's mostly due to attrition. Added needs, that is title, because also when we did the budget, it's not all title, but most of that is title and other grants. Added needs are students that need a little bit extra help, whether it's at-risk funding or title funding. And generally, that added needs, we didn't know that we were going to receive title, or if we were going to receive a certain title or decreased amount, because of federal funding, that was all kind of up in the air last year also. And another big decrease was school administration. I believe we had one administrator that had resigned that we did not replace, and there was some shifting around for that. So overall, our budget in June was about -3 million, spending $3 million of fund balance, and currently we have it as spending about $1.5 million of fund balance. which would put our fund balance, which would be kind of like, you can think about it as like a savings account. That's what you have. Maybe it's not exact cash in the bank, but that's about how much money you would have set aside for future years. So our fund balance, that would drop it to about $4 million, which was about 19.87%. And that is a really good fund balance. My only concern would be is if we continue to lose money, that number is just going to keep going down. So you do still have to be careful with spending in the future. But it's definitely a significant improvement from the June budget. And then this is the fund balance history. So 2021 and then 21, 22, 22, 23, there was a little bit of a lower fund balance there. And then this is typical with a lot of districts, is that we received a lot of money during COVID for COVID funding that we were able to offset a lot of our normal costs with. So that alone led us to that jump in fund balance. So now we have a fund balance that we didn't necessarily have before, and then we're maybe spending just a little bit. We spent a little bit of it from 23, 24 until last school year, and then anticipated to spend some more of the fund balance this year. So, but 19.87, it's still a good number, but just word of caution that we are still spending fund balance. So just to make sure that we do that with caution. Okay, and then do you have any questions?
I do. You said that few slides back you mentioned that there's the loss per pupil.
Yes.
At the 6,000. So are we recouped $6,000 per student that was lost?
Yes. So the section 29.7 in the state aid is it's a blended count. So it takes the count from last year and the count from this year and that decrease of student. And it gives you, the wording in the state language is the full foundation allowance, but there's only so much set aside by the state. So it is a prorated amount. In about this year, it's about 62%, which would be equivalent to about $6,200 per student that we lost.
So that's times about 35 students that we may have
No,
lost.
we lost 100, and I think the blended count going back is from last year, 1196 to 1054. That's a significant. That's around 140. So that is what it's based on.
Okay.
On the blended count, not the actual student count.
Does the fund balance help out a little bit for the kids that we lost?
Yeah. Well, yes, because the fund balance is money that we have that you can decide what to do with, whether we're spending it on legacy costs, which are costs that are, your normal day-to-day task, or if you have one-time projects or whatnot that you need to spend fund balance on. But we just don't want to. It's kind of like having a savings account where we have so much money in your savings account, and you're working, so you're bringing money in, but you also have bills that are going out, and those bills that are going out are a little bit more than what you're actually bringing in. So you're kind of dipping into that savings account. So with having such a, I say 19, almost 20% fund balance, right now, that's a pretty good number. So we're spending that money, and we can afford to do so, but we can't afford to keep spending. If that makes sense. Sure.
I don't know if Mr. Keys can answer. What was the reasons for this decrease in our students, like over 100? I mean, you probably can't answer all of them. But
Yeah, so we talked about earlier how some of the kids were counted, but they were actually not butts in the seat per se. When we talked about the virtual kids,
Okay.
and that was one reason. Then of course, students and families move around a lot, so that's another reason why.
So we had virtual last year?
About the other years, so we kind of look at that. So we still have some kids online, but they're here in district.
Right. So were you talking about last year or overall?
No, I forgot about the virtual.
Yeah.
Oh,
student
okay.
yeah.
Okay, any other questions?
Any other questions? Thank you. Okay. Motion, please.
I move that the Board of Education approve the presented 2025-26 budget amended resolution.
Motion by Ms. Johnson, supported by Ms. Roberts. Is there any discussion? Being that there's no discuss.
Yeah, I do. I just, my biggest concern is, she said that we needed to be a little more careful on our spending because we don't know about the declining students. And my question, and I don't know if this is that time to ask that question, but what can we do to not have the declining, to decrease the decline? Is there anything in the works to decrease the decline, to build up our revenues? What can we do to build up our revenues?
So one of the things that she mentioned that we are doing is that if somebody retires or if somebody resigns, right, we don't immediately replace or fill that position. We will do that if need be when it comes to trying to put certified, highly qualified teachers in the classroom. But if we lose a behavior specialist, we'll make that adjustment. If we have to reconstruct a classroom or a grade, we would do that. And then we will spend on our supplies as needed.
So we're waiting, so so in case somebody resigns or leaves the district or however, we're just not putting that money, we're not using that money again. So that's how we're preventing the decline of the funds?
Is one of them.
I mean, once again, right, personally, I try not to lay people off. We don't have
Right.
to, right? So we will move teachers around the district, put them in different classrooms, right? We'll close some classes down, combine classes, and move people around to make sure that we can fulfill our obligation to provide education for our kids. And then if we have to make cuts, we will. And I try to usually do that with in the summertime or after school is out or whatever. But we want to try to keep instructors in front of our students as best we can.
Any other questions? Concerns?
Well, I don't know if you're alluding to how do we bring students in, or is that what your
I guess that
question
was
is-
my question
kinda-
is, what are we doing to decrease the decrease of the revenues? What are we doing to try to build up the revenues? What are we trying to be proactive so we don't have to be in such of a deficit as we were before, or to prevent the deficit?
Yeah, so one of the things that we try to do in our district is we try to recruit students from other systems. Like we try to partner up with like charter schools that move their kids up. They don't have that. We reach out to all of those charter schools, and we try to promote our district as a district of opportunity, right? So we're one of the few districts that provide multimedia program. I know a lot of people are jumping on board with that. In other school districts, they're trying to promote their multimedia program now. We try to promote our robotics or whatever it is that we need to do to help families or try to convince students and parents that Westwood Heights is the best place to be or a great place to be. I believe it's not for everybody, but I do believe that we are trying to attract students who want to do school. So if you're here to not do school, if that's not your thing, then we're not trying to recruit that type of student. We want young people that want to come here and take advantage of the programming that's offered. Like example, today I spent about an hour in the esports lab, and it was full of kids in there competing with each other and things of that nature. So we try to promote those type of programming. Of course, sports kind of promote itself, and so we want to look at other things like band and try to get other people in the community to try to do those things. So those are the things that we're doing to try to recruit and keep our enrollment up.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Key.
Thank you, Mr. Key. All right, at this point, being that there's no more discussions, all in favor, raise your hand and say aye.
Aye.
Is there any opposers? Since there being no opposers, our motion is passed, 7-0. Mr. Pikes, if you care to read the resolution for adoption.
Be it resolved that be it resolved that the total revenues and unappropriated fund balance estimated to be available for all appropriations in the general fund of the Westwood Heights Public Schools for fiscal year 2025-2026, which includes 6,000 meals, 6.0000 meals of ad valorem taxes to be levied on commercial personal property and 18.0000 meals of ad valorem taxes to be levied on non-homestead and non-qualified agriculture property to be used for spending on the purpose to be adopted as follows.
Thank you. And there's a description of everything in front of you. Okay, moving on. We got, wait a minute, it's not a more motion. Oh, okay. All right, therefore, be it solved that the board should adopt this appropriations, resolution at the regular meeting to be held on February 4, 2026 at 6 p.m. at Hamley High School Library located at 23223 West Carpenter Road, Flint, Michigan, 48504. Members? Heirs, nayers? You already voted? All right. Secretary? Yeah, you can say, read.
The undersigned, duly qualified and acting Secretary of the Board of Education of Westwood Heights Schools, Genesee County, Michigan, hereby certifies that the foregoing is a true and complete copy of a resolution adopted by the board at its regular meeting held on February 4th, 2026. The original of which resolution is a part of the board's minutes and further certifies that notice of the meeting was given to the public under the Open Meetings Act 1976, PA 267, as amended. Signed, Secretary.
All right. So, any discussion? All that approve, raise your hand and say aye.
Aye.
Any opposers? Being that there's no opposers, welcome, Secretary Jennifer Johnson.
That was not the vote.
No,
That wasn't the vote.
Oh, that was
just the resolution.
I'm sorry, that was the
Yeah.
resolution.
Now you at the special presentations.
Special presentation.
Sorry, guys, getting used to this.
That's okay.
Sorry.
Recognition of student, senior students, athletes. The district proudly presents Hamley High School outstanding senior student athletes. These exceptional students have achieved and maintained a 3.0 grade point average or higher throughout their high school career, all while actively participating in athletes. Let's celebrate and honor their hard work, dedication, and excellence today.
Tap it, make sure it's working.
Okay. Good evening. We just want to honor our student athletes tonight. This is something new that we started. Actually, this is the first one. So we wanted to show everybody that we have more than just athletes, that in the true meaning of student athletes, this is what these young people represent. So we just want to honor them and show them how much we care about them and what they've accomplished in the classroom.
Coach, can you introduce yourself to the board, please?
Oh, my name is Gary Lee. I'm the athletic director here at Hamady. I've been here for 14 years, so I'm sort of an old guy now. But anyway, We don't want to hold you up too long. Hamley High School proudly honors 11 outstanding senior student athletes who have maintained a 3-point GPA or higher while competing in sports. They have proudly shown academic achievement, athletic dedication, and Hamley pride. And what these young people have done is not easy. To maintain a GPA with all the things that they're being asked to do in the classroom and on the athletic fields or courts. So I'm really proud of these young people. And we want to, and we're going to, we have a couple people, a couple didn't make it, but we're going to honor the ones that did. DeAndre Douglas. Dre has a 3.33 GPA. You can stand up. We have Jody Jackson. Jody has 3.758 GPA. Robert Marshall. 3.51 GPA. Jordan McLean, 3.455 GPA. I always mess this up. Tyvanian McLilly. 3.741. And Gabrielle Nelson, are you maybe going to be the valedictorian? Maybe she's going to be up there. She's going to be in the race. She has 3.826 GPA. And in closing, I would like to really let all the kids know that we're proud of you guys. You represent Hamady for the last 4 years in a marvelous way. And I think you're going to do some great things once you leave Hamady and going to make Hamady proud of you. All right. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Show appreciation for that last name who's not here, even though he's not here. Right.
Oh, Delana Ware.
Yay, Coach.
3.516.
All right. Jennifer, you have something to say?
Excuse, before you young men and women leave, please see your counselor, because I know all y'all going to college with those grade point averages.
Yes.
There's a scholarship in there from Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated, Zeta Beta Zeta chapter. Please go fill it out, because I didn't see none of my Hamady people on my list.
All right.
Well, that's good to know because I'm a Sigma, and my sisters are all Zetas.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, moving on. Recognition. January is School Board Recognition Month.
All right. So January is School Board Recognition Month. We want to extend a huge thank you to the dedicated volunteers who serve on our Board of Education. Thank you guys so much. We really appreciate you guys. Yes, it's okay. Let's give them a hand. You know, a lot of people can't do this work.
Yeah, sitting on the other seat. This is different.
Yeah, it's hard work, but not bad work. So thank you guys so much. These individuals spend countless hours behind the scenes, navigating budgets, shaping policy, and advocating for every student's success. Their leadership is the foundation of our district's achievement. Thank you for your vision, your service, and your heart for our kids. We do have a a small token of our appreciation. It's on the back of your seats.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I thought there was some chicken in here.
And so thank you guys so much. We really appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. So again, the pictures from. Okay, yeah. So the pictures,
Yeah.
you guys got it from the elementary. Ms. Richards, I don't know if you wanted to speak on that or not.
Abstract art.
Good evening.
Just brief, I don't really have a report for you per se, but I just wanted to share. This is an art activity from our after-school program with Miss Sims. She's part of the Flint Excellence Corporation, so she brings, and all of these students agreed to let me bring these to you all because I told them, you know, you're an artist now. Your art is going to be hanging on somebody's wall. So I'm going to pay them tomorrow $1 for it. So
That's so nice. That's right. It's beautiful.
that they are artists. So thank you. We
Thank
appreciate
you, Ms. Ryan.
Have a good evening.
Look, everybody, show.
There we go. Yeah. I don't know if you guys had a chance, but our kids actually had an art fair at the elementary at McMonaco. It was a couple of weeks ago or a month ago, and it was really, really nice. The kids did a fantastic job. So just so you guys know that Educational for Excellence is really doing some great things here in Westwood Heights.
That's good. Okay, reports. Board committee. Finance committee, no report. Policy committee, no report. We have to establish that. Building and grounds.
No report, but we will be meeting soon.
Yeah. Superintendent's report. Mr. Key.
Don't have a lot of reports today. Just congratulations on happy, board members recognition month. I was supposed to go to Baltimore for Teach America, but it got snowed out. So we'll be going to Mississippi next, and I'll come back and give you guys a report on that.
Okay.
Yeah. Do I have any administrators that got anything to report out today? Okay.
It's not really to report, I just want to share. So it's a sneak peek into what you'll get next month. My middle schoolers are in media with Mr. Bransford, and they created this.
Thank you.
And so they created a newsletter that's amazing to me.
That's a newsletter?
Yes. And so this is what Mr. Bransford is doing in his room, in his class. So that's the middle school class.
Really
And
nice.
so that's the only thing I wanted to share this month. And so that's a sneak peek into what his presentation will be about next month when he shows you what his program does.
Beautiful. Thank you. Okay. Consent agenda. Treasurer's report, please.
Okay, internal funds, $7,415.51. General fund, $695,868.92. Athletic account, $1,099.70. Food service, $18,432.81. There's nothing in the building and site fund, giving us a total of $722,816.94. I move that the Board of Education approve the bills payable for February 4th, 2026, totaling $722,816.94.
Support.
Okay, it was motioned by Ms. Roberts and supported by Ms. Johnson. Any discussions? I have a question. So the building and site is zero.
Yeah, we haven't spent anything.
We haven't
with
spent.
Yeah.
Okay. All approve, raise your hand and say aye.
Aye.
Any opposes? Motion carries 7-0.
Madam President,
Yes.
may we skip the student rep? He was under me, so can we let him do his thing real quick? Okay.
Oh, he was next. We can.
Yes, can we do it right after he does his, then we'll bring her up? All right, thank you.
I think that was next on the agenda.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
My name is Javon Luckett. I'm a 16-year-old junior who attends, of course, Hamity. I'm also dually enrolled at Mott, and I also attend the Genesee Career Institute. One of my reports I have today is we've successfully, I don't know if you've seen around our building recently, but we've successfully put up 2 of our Hamity boxes, our voice boxes. I made it a mission, if I'm going to be a representative here, I want to hear your voices. I want to hear your thoughts. So I did a different thing. We put up some boxes. We put stickers on the boxes, made posters saying, hey, we're listening. We want to hear your ideas. We want to hear your suggestions, and we want to hear your concerns. We are here, and we are listening. We have one in the 400 hallway right outside the library, and we have one in our commons. And ever since we put them up, I can't even tell you new ideas and new letters every single day. It's nonstop. Whether they're good or they're bad, it's just good that we have students actually being involved in this and putting in their suggestions in their notes. So I want to say this is a success that we have done, and we're working to better it and get more ideas and hear the voices of our Hawks.
Javon, do you have some examples?
Some examples of our suggestions?
Yeah.
Some of them that we've had was in the previous we had a tennis team. Some of our students wanted to get the tennis team back. Some of our students actually wanted to start up a soccer team, which is something different. I don't think we ever had at Hamity. So I talked to Coach Lee about a tennis and a soccer team, and he's on the move with that. Some of our students was complaining about having cold water in our bathrooms and wanted hot water. Some of our students didn't like the fact that we have no paper towels in our bathrooms and that we wanted paper towels. Some of our students wanted the 5 minutes back, but we have also explained to them, for you to get those 5 minutes back, you have to get to class on time. If you want stuff from us, then you have to do your part. You have to get to class on time in New York. And we have expressed that, and since then, I've seen personally that a lot of our kids have been getting to class on time.
I have a question.
Yes,
Okay, rather than have the blowing hand dryer,
Yes, ma'am.
they rather have the paper towels. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, ma'am. Rather than having the blowing hand dryers, they would rather have paper towels in the bathrooms.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand, Madam Roberts, that reason we went to the blowing hand dryers because there are paper towels all over the floor previously from the hand towels. I'm just letting you know why there's blowing hand dryers in there. And the ladies were supposed to have blowing hand dryers and paper towels for their particular functions. But other than that, men have blowing hand dryers because the paper towels were all over the bathroom floor from the previous bathrooms before we had them redone.
I understand. Thank you.
Any other questions?
All right. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
Next, we'll have approval of the previous. The second. I'm sorry.
Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening.
Want to introduce Kendall Houston. She's going to be our sophomore class representative for the board. So she made it out here tonight to introduce herself, so I wanted to make sure she got her opportunity.
Okay. Hi.
Hi.
I'm Kendall Houston. I am 15 years old. I'm in the 10th grade. And I am the Vice President of the National Junior Honor Society, not National Junior Honor Society, National Honor Society. And I am the treasurer of my class in the student council. And I just wanted to introduce myself.
Oh.
Yeah.
She has to get a chair.
Oh, yeah, she has to have a chair. Okay, next we got the approval of previous meetings. Secretary report. It's on the next page here. You wanna read it? Or do I have to be read. On page
All
29.
right, here we go. We're gonna find it. She just made that.
29.
Give me yours. Where's the secretary?
Page 29.
No, but where's the secretary? Thing that she's talking about.
Right here, 28. It's just an overview, you guys. Anybody want to read?
Oh, it's just a whole motion.
Summary. Okay, we can.
I move that the Board of Education approve the meeting minutes from January the 7th, 2026.
Support.
Okay. It was motioned by Mr. Fikes and supported by Ms. Johnson. We have any discussions about the overview? Since there's no discussions, everybody in favor, raise your hand and say aye.
Aye.
Is there any opposers? Okay, motion have it, 7-0. I'm just gonna move right along, guys. Okay, now we have public comments on action items only. Is there any public comments on action items only? Going once.
What does that mean? Can you explain what that means to me?
I am going once, going twice, 3 times, but I will read it. We will now move to the public comments on action items portion of our meeting. If you wish to speak, please ensure you have registered upon arrival. When recognized, state your name and address to the record. Comments are limited to 5 minutes per speaker, and each person may speak only once. Please direct remarks to the board as a whole, not to the individual members of staff. This is not questions and answer sections, so board members will not be able to respond during that time. We ask that all comments remain respectful and focus on district business. Thank you for your cooperation in helping us maintain a professional and productive meeting, but we have no one to speak. Action items, finance. Anybody want to, I can just read the description. Seeking board approval for the acquaintances of the Math 180 program. The supplemental resources was implemented at Hammoney Middle High School to strengthen students' mathematical abilities and provide necessary interventions for them for support.
I move that the Board of Education approve the purchase of the Math 180 to support the students learning at Hammoney Middle School in the amount of $17,212.04.
Support.
Okay, it was motioned by Ms. Johnson, supported by Mr. Fikes. Do we have any questions, any discussion?
So this is a new program that they're getting, or is this an addition? I know it's a supplemental, but is it complementing what they're already doing?
180 is a complement to what is already being done to help kids who are behind to catch them up. Yes.
So this is just added material for them?
Yes. Additional material.
Is it just online, or is
Nope, it's in the classroom.
It's in the classroom?
Yep.
If I may interject, it's a process. That's what it is.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, all in favor, raise your hand and say aye.
Aye.
Any opposers? Motion carries 7-0 for Math 180 program. At this time, we have personnel. And personnel is on page 44. Submitted to the board review of acknowledgement, we have resignation, and we have a new hire. Jemiah Gibbs, if I'm saying the name correctly, is resigning. A new hire is a paraprofessional, Dejanay Rhodes, January 20th, 2026, who is assigned to Hamilton Middle School.
Is it D'Angelo?
Is any of the people here tonight? No. Okay,
Need a
motion, please.
I move that the Board of Education approve the personnel report, including the listed new hire.
Support.
It was motion by Ms. Roberts and supported by Ms. Johnson. Any discussion? Being that there's no discussion, all in favor, raise your hand and say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carried, 7-0. Welcome. Next page is page 45, page 47. But that's just going over their letter of resignation and hire resume. All right, next page, 49. And that's policy. Page 48.
I move that the Board of Education approve the board meeting policy schedule as for 2026 as presented.
Support.
It was motion by Mr. Fikes and supported by Mr. Walker. Any discussion? Go ahead.
So, are these still trainings on one Wednesday and then meetings on the second, on another Wednesdays?
They're like workshops.
Yeah, workshops, I'm sorry.
That is correct.
Any other questions?
I know that the board understands the difference between the workshop and board meeting. Everybody have any questions on that?
Okay, since there's not any questions, all in favor, raise your hand and say aye.
Aye.
Any opposes? Okay, motion carries, 7-0. This is our meeting, new board meeting schedule. Almost to the end. Board secretary election. Here we go. This is what I messed up on earlier. Sorry, Jennifer. Board secretary, we have to, of the officer of election. The position of board secretary is now open. The board will accept nominations for this position. Mr. Wall. He's gonna, you got the floor.
All right, I hereby resign as board secretary, and we'll begin there. Are we going to go into a motion there or no? Okay. So
You
anybody
can do the motion.
I make a motion that we nominate,
accept the resignation first.
accept the resignation of Ahmad Rock.
Ahmad.
Support.
Ahmad.
Next time, somebody else do it.
You got one more shot. After that, it's gonna be all over for you. You got one more shot.
Chop
Support.
me up there, buddy.
Okay, it was motion by Mr. Fikes and supported by Jennifer herself.
No, supported by Mr. Walker. I thought, no. Okay.
No.
You motioned.
You motioned.
Okay.
And she supported.
She supported. There you go.
Is there any discussion? Is there any opposes?
You gotta vote.
Okay, raise your hand and say aye, all in favor.
Aye.
Any opposes? All right. This motion carry, 7-0. Welcome, Jennifer.
No.
No.
Oh, yeah, I'm
She
so sorry.
ready.
Ready.
I nominate Jennifer Johnson for board secretary.
Support.
I accept.
So,
Oh, no.
Any
individual.
Motion.
It was motion and
motion
support.
by-
Now you got to go to discussion.
Okay, it was motion by, Mr. Fikes, supported by Mr. Walker.
More nominations.
Any discussion?
More nominations.
Any more nominations?
First. Then discussion.
Any discussion? Now all in favor?
Mhm.
Raise your hand and say aye.
Myself,
Aye.
Any opposers? Okay, motion carried. 6 is up? Because you can't vote for yourself, right?
Yeah, I
You can? Well, 7 is up? You voted for yourself? All right, welcome. Jennifer. Okay, moving on, we got the MSB. We have to vote on the MASB.
I'd like to make a statement, Madam President. On Thursday night, I'm sitting in the company of Mr. Johnson and Mr. Hill. And I'm not going to say what you should or shouldn't do. I'm just going to say that I believe that Mr. Johnson has a better understanding of the community than on certain issues than Mr. Hill does. So Mr. Johnson is asking for our support. Mr. Hill is asking for our support. It's a vote on which way the board sends it in, and that's where we stand at right now.
You put a motion on the table?
I just made a statement, that's all this
I think that's after the fact, right?
Somebody read the motion?
I read it. I move that the Board of Education approve the casting of the district official ballot for the 2026 Michigan Association of School Boards Board of Directors election in favor of.
That's why I made the statement.
So we have to vote which one?
James Johnson.
Well, I vote for, what do we do?
It's 2 candidates. It's Miss Richard Hill and James Johnson. So we have to vote on one as a collab.
Do I need to say the name in the motion?
Pick a name.
What?
Pick a name. Oh,
I know James Johnson ever since I was a little girl.
No. You got a motion. We got to put a name in the motion and then discuss. Okay.
Before,
Go ahead.
We learning.
As a collective.
We're learning. We're learning.
before we're making the motion with the name in it, are we doing a vote prior to that so we'll know what
name
we
to
are
put in it.
voting
For.
and whose name we're putting in it, or it's just an open vote? I'm just trying to be
Oh, I
clear.
understand what you're saying.
That's
Are
why I
we
made
coming
the
together
statement.
collective
a
or as an
unified
individual?
That's why I made the statement.
Response.
That's what I said. That's why I made the statement ahead of time, so that we.
So you need to make a motion with the name, then you have discussion. You either vote it up or down. So pick a name, have discussion,
Okay.
vote it up or vote it down.
I move that the Board of Education support James Johnson.
Okay, it was motioned by Ms. Roberts and supported by Mr. Fikes. Now, is there any discussions?
Is that time for me to say what I was going to
Mhm,
say?
okay.
Yeah, so I've known Mr. Johnson ever since I was a little girl, and he's always been active in the community with his sisters and showing up for things that their parents couldn't show up for. So, and I met him years later at the MASB conference, and we had a really, really, really good conversation and what his vision was and how his outlook was as a school board member. So I will cast my vote for Mr. James Johnson.
Okay,
I don't know the other guy.
okay, so all in favor? Any other discussions? Okay, being that there's no discussions, all in favor, raise your hand.
Aye.
Any opposers? Okay, so he will be voted in as our vote. 6-1,
He would be who we support.
James Johnson.
Yeah, we support him.
Okay. But it still carries. All right, at this time, we got public comments on non-agenda items only. Is there any public comments on non-agenda items only? Going once. Come on up, please. I'm going to read this before you begin. We will now open public comments as previously stated. If you wish to speak, please ensure you register. When recognized, state your name and address for the record. Comments are limited to 5 minutes only, one time per person, and must be directed to the board as a whole. This is not a question and answer section, so members will not be able to respond. Please keep remarks respectful and focus on district business. Thank you. Please take your name.
Good evening. My name is Amber Thomas. I am the mother of the Thomas Westfield children. I was requesting an informal meeting about the suspension of them being kicked out of the school. I never really had anything about how I could request an appeal. So I was just trying to figure out how to go about that.
Mr. Key, you want to address that?
I can address it. I think I've addressed it already, but I'll address it again.
Okay. Thank you. Any other public comments on non-action items only? Going once? Going twice? Going 3 times? You want to say something? Any comment? Okay. All right, so that ends the night. I just want to end. Thank you guys for being patient with me. This is my first. And, you said what now? Oh, we have to vote on chairmans. I'm sorry. I didn't see that in the packet. Do we have to do a motion? So chairmans, first I have to ask, Mr. Fight want us to vote on the chairmans, but it's not on the agenda. So we'll make it on the agenda next time, Mr. Fikes, because it wasn't on the agenda. I'll hold on to it. Right, and we haven't had no reports. They didn't have no reports, remember? It wasn't none here. Right, so hopefully, so the next board meeting, we're gonna vote. But we'll do it next time, since we at the end. So we'll make a vote we gotta decide who's gonna be chairman and make new committees. And so we'll hold on to it to the next board meeting. And all I wanna say, I just wanna end with a quote. Let's end the night with gratitude and begin tomorrow with a purpose. Everybody have a good night. Meeting adjourned.
Ms. Colburn.
Ms. Colburn,